Hi, we're going to talk about the article and our opinions on the pros and cons of it. So I think that because we're always on our phones nowadays, it does make sense that IT platforms can play a huge role in patient engagement. And personally, I thought it was really interesting that there were studies of associating patients using internet and weight loss, as well as using text messages to enhance um, patient engagement. But overall, I think that the implementation in hospital settings is the best way for the devices to be applicable in the real world because it can assess the true functionality of the IT products. But it's also important for the medical staff to be open and correctly use these technologies for it to be fully effective.
After reading the article and hearing Michelle's speech today, I believe both address how field studies address usability of IT products. But I feel like this is also because interventions are decided without theoretical frameworks, since it doesn't really focus on adherence. And this is why usability becomes called in question, because although they work, it does not explain why the problem exists and the true functionality of the product being applicable on a daily basis. Another notable mention is the downfall of incorporating IT platforms with patient care because it can be accessible on the terms of cost and affordability, and it widens the opportunity for risk in patient confidentiality. Overall, I believe that incorporating IT products outside the hospital is difficult because it ultimately comes down to behavioral changes individuals have to make and their motivation in doing so by themselves.
Hi there.
Hi.
I have some problems right now.
What's been bothering you?
Well, right now my voice has been acting up. I've been stressed out and taking midterms, and I feel like I haven't gotten down with this cold, and now my voice seems really hoarse and pain right now.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like you might have a hyperfunctional voice disorder. Do you like playing video games?
I sure do.
Okay, so there is a video game that can use voice therapeutic protocol, and it's a voice and speech therapy program which includes a set of vocal tasks such as syllable repetitions or chanting of songs and phrases that you can do, and I think that'll help you out.
All right, well, that sounds interesting.
Okay,
Appreciate
cool.
it.
Oh, hey, are you on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm reading this dank meme right here. Have you seen this one before?
No, I haven't, but the other day I was reading an article, right? And I guess the study found that Twitter usage amongst cancer patients was a really valuable medium for sharing information, discussing treatments, and serving as a form of support for them.
Wow. Do you happen to have that article? I'm like very interested. A lot of my friends are in the health informatics field, and I'm not, but like I feel like they would be like very interested into like knowing about this, like or other functions of Twitter other than looking at dank memes.
Yeah, of course. I'll send it to you.
Hi, so I hope you guys really liked the lecture today. So like I was wondering after reading the article on biomedical engineer, the wearable toys for respiratory monitor with children's toy. After hearing Michelle actually come in today, like have you guys like kind of like enriched like your knowledge on this, or like did your opinions change after seeing what she said about?
I do think after today's lecture and having our guest speaker come in, it really did enrich my knowledge based on biomedical technology and how it can be implemented in today's time. I did find it like very interesting how a simple toy could lead to such inspiration and innovation on how it could be used in the medical sector today. I just think it's really good, actually.
Yeah, I agree, and I do also think it's important to note that this technology is fairly new, so we have to be aware of potential consequences that may come with it, or unknown health risks of using like the plastic of the shrinky dinks and the heat involved in it.
I also agree with like it being like a very like early stage of development because as a little kid, like there's a lot of like health hazards and stuff like that you have to think about, and especially because this specific sensor is through like transmitted through like signals through like Bluetooth and stuff like that, and that could be a limitation in the future. I'm not sure how like sensitive or like how like harmful those are, but like it does have like radiation. I'm not sure if it has some kind of like radiation like signals or something like that. That could be maybe like harmful to like maybe like small children and stuff like that. So like the feasibility of that in future has like it's definitely questionable, and I feel like more research has to be done before like it could be fully implemented and gain its popularity in the future as well.
That's true. And also, I feel like this story is so inspiring that it can make people start to think of what kids' toys or random household objects we can start to use in the medical health industry.
Yes, I agree.
Absolutely.